Hello, everyone, and welcome to Walking Through the Bible. Mankind oftentimes thinks he is all powerful like God. We have built airplanes that can take us great distances in short periods of time. We have flown into space, even going so far as the moon. We have sent spacecraft that has now left our solar system after taking pictures of the planets of this solar system and beamed them back to Earth. We carry around powerful computers in our pockets and can communicate with people across the globe within seconds. But we didn't create any of the processes that we use to accomplish these things. We did not create the electron that runs our electronics, nor did we create its behavior. We did not create any of the other subatomic particles that give atoms their specific properties, making some atoms become iron while others become gold. We did not create the processes that allow these atoms to form molecules, where hydrogen and oxygen can come together to form water, or they can come together to form hydrogen peroxide. Who made these processes? God did when he created this universe. And he also made the different types of animals with their features and their instincts, able to survive in their habitats. As we come to the end of Job 39, we see God again putting Job in his place. So let's see how he does it here. So if you have a Bible with you, you can turn to the book of Job to chapter 39. We're going to be reading from verses 13 through 30. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Job chapter 39, beginning at verse 13. The wings of the ostrich wave proudly, but are her wings and pinions like the kindly stork's? For she leaves her eggs on the ground and warms them in the dust. She forgets that a foot may crush them, or that a wild beast may break them. She treats her young harshly as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without concern, because God deprived her of wisdom and did not endow her with understanding. When she lifts herself on high, she scorns the horse and its rider. Have you given the horse its strength? Have you clothed his neck with thunder? Can you frighten him like a locust? His majestic snorting strikes terror. He paws in the valley and rejoices in his strength. He gallops into the clash of arms. He mocks at fear and is not frightened, nor does he turn back from the sword. The quiver rattles against him, the glittering spear and javelin. He devours the distance with fierceness and rage, nor does he come to a halt because the trumpet has sounded. At the blast of the trumpet he says, "Aha!" He smells the battle from afar, the thunder of captains and shouting. Does the hawk fly by your wisdom and spread its wings towards the south? Does the eagle mount up at your command and make its nest on high? On the rock it dwells and resides, on the crag of the rock and the stronghold. From there it spies out its prey, its eyes observe from afar. Its young ones suck up blood. And where the slain are, there it is. What we're having God show Job here is that he created the animals back in Genesis 1. These animals, though some may look similar, all have features that serve different functions. They behave differently and are each able to survive in their own habitat. And try as we might, man's creation simply doesn't match God's in beauty or function. Before getting to the animals specifically in Job, I'm thinking of the airplane. God made beautiful birds. He gave them wings that allowed them to soar high in the sky. They are truly wondrous to behold. Man created the airplane. While airplanes, yes, needed to be built to carry people on board, and yes, are marvelous inventions, they do not compare with the beauty of the bird. An airplane's wings, though powerful, aren't as beautiful as the wings of a bird that allow it to maneuver up and down with great ease and agility. Thus, man's inventions do not compare with God's. And yet, getting back to Job, when God created birds, he created all different types. The ostrich, for example, though having wings and feather on those wings, which is what the word pinion means in the Bible, it cannot fly like the stork can. Its wings aren't used for that purpose, but they are used for stability and allow it to run at great speeds, up to 70 kilometers per hour or 40 miles per hour, and turn very quickly. However, the ostrich wasn't given all the wisdom that other birds had. They understand that to incubate their eggs requires heat, but they bury them in the ground. However, sometimes they don't bury them deep enough, and those eggs break underfoot. These specific birds mentioned here in Job's day don't even treat their young well, which is something we don't often associate with animals. Was God being mean to this bird? Obviously not, for through God's providence, it has survived even to this day. It does, though, show us God's power and ability to make different birds, some smarter than others. The ostrich does make up for this lack of wisdom and understanding in other ways, though, which is why it has continued to survive through God's providence. The horse, on the other hand, is a very smart animal that man uses for many things. The horses that are trained for battle are generally regarded as a fearless animal, being able to be ridden into battle, not frightened by anything. It is majestic to look at when it gallops, and when a band of them come along, they can strike fear into man that they will be trampled underfoot. It is agile enough for man to ride and carry weapons on, and is not easily distracted on the battlefield by the sound of the trumpet. And yet in all its fierceness, if God wanted to frighten this animal, he could, and he could do so very easily. Could Job do that like God could? And the answer to that is no. Returning to the birds of the air, God asked Job to consider the hawk. Unlike the ostrich that couldn't fly, the hawk can soar high in the sky with its wings, and yet the same wings can allow it to dive to the ground in order to catch its prey. Did Job create this type of wing for the hawk? Could Job control the eagle by his command? Did Job provide these birds habitats where they could raise their young? And the answer to that is again no. Job did not create any of these wild birds with their varying looks and wing structures. He did not create the horses used for battle. He cannot control them by the word of his power. He does not provide for the wild animals that live far away from man. God does all of those things, and he does so without any effort whatsoever. Knowing all of this, who does Job think he is to question God's actions and his allowances? We're going to see Job's response to this, the Lord willing, in the next lesson. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Job chapter 40, verses 1 to 5, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. We thank you for watching Walking Through the Bible today. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. But if you like this video, we ask that you consider subscribing to our channel so you won't miss out on other videos in our series, as well as share this video among your friends so that the saving message of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.